welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into something that's probably given everyone a bit of a headache at some point: computer viruses.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We've got some English learning material. You shared this dialogue and vocab list with us, and, well, our mission is to sort of unpack the basics, cut through the jargon about these digital pests.
Exactly, and how to deal with the problems they cause. But without making it feel like you're sitting through a tech manual reading.
Right. We want to make it clear, but, keep it light.
And this source material, even though it's for language learners, it actually gives a really relatable look at those everyday tech frustrations. How viruses kind of pop into the picture.
Yeah.
So we're just here to unpack that, give you the core ideas.
Okay, let's get into it then. The dialogue kicks off, like right in the middle of the problem. Someone says, "Oh, great, this stupid computer froze again."
That feeling.
Yeah.
It's universal, isn't it? Your screen just locks it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the very next thought, they must have a virus or something. It's almost like the go-to explanation when tech acts weird.
Well, what's interesting there is that immediate jump. Our source defines a virus pretty simply.
Yeah.
Just a program designed to harm or damage a computer.
Okay.
But it's important to remember these things, these malicious programs. They aren't static. They're always changing, evolving.
Like new strains of the flu or something?
Exactly like that. New types of viruses, new ways they attack, they pop up all the time, which is why.
Which leads us to Samuel, right? The helper in the dialogue. He does the sensible thing. He runs a virus scan.
Yep.
And even though the user's like, "But I'm careful online," the scan finds a lot of infected files. That's kind of surprising for the user, yeah.
It really is. And it just goes to show that even being cautious online isn't like a magic shield. Sometimes you can pick something up just by visiting a site that got compromised, maybe, or opening an email that looks totally fine.
Yeah, I guess so.
And this is where the dialogue points to a really, really common weakness.
It's which
Outdated antivirus software. Samuel's advice is super clear. Make sure your antivirus software is updated regularly. Because, he says, yours wasn't up to date. You got to think of your antivirus like, I don't know, security guards for your computer.
Right.
If their training, their knowledge isn't current, they just won't recognize the latest bad guys trying to sneak past.
Yeah.
They need those signature updates.
Signature update.
Yeah, basically the info they need to spot and block all the new viruses that keep coming out.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And the language notes really drive this home, defining not up to date as simply not having all the most recent information. The examples they give, like needing a new computer because the old one's outdated, or how an old map is useless, they really show why staying current is key.
Yeah, it's like trying to play defense in sports using last year's playbook. When the other team has all new strategy, you're just going to get run over.
Exactly. And then, mixed in with all the tech advice, there's that very human bit. Try not to kick or hit the computer. It's funny, but honestly, who hasn't felt that urge when tech just pushes your buttons?
Oh, totally. I think my desk has seen some fist-shaking moments.
For sure. Okay, so the dialogue also gives us a simple definition for infected file. It just says, a file in your computer that has a virus in it. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, simple enough. And maybe it's worth adding quickly how that happens. Like, the virus often sticks its own bad code into a normal file's programming.
Okay.
So when you go and open that file, maybe it's a document or something, the virus code runs too, and then it can spread.
Gotcha. Sneaky. And the source material revisits not up to date again later, right? With more examples.
It does, yeah. And it shows the flip side too, up to date, like having a brand new map or the latest software really hammers home why being current matters.
Right. Now, shifting gears a bit, there were those everyday phrases in the putting it all together section. First one was, "I'll be right up," explained as Samuel going upstairs to help. And the examples show it's pretty versatile, huh? Helping with the computer, dinner being ready downstairs.
Or, yeah, the classic urgent need for the bathroom.
That one always gets a mention, doesn't it? It's so universally understood.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'll be right up. It's just a handy way to say you're coming quickly, whether it's for tech help or, dinner.
Definitely. Then there was, it turns out that, how did they explain that one?
They presented it as a way to reveal information, often something a little unexpected or surprising.
Ah, okay.
And the examples were pretty broad, like finding out Frank is sick, which is maybe not that surprising, or the funny fake pregnancy announcement.
Right.
It shows how that phrase kind of sets you up for a reveal,
Yeah.
Big or small.
It turns out that, it does add a little bit of, conversational drama, doesn't it? Signals some new info is coming.
Exactly. And moving to the fluency builder part, they highlighted acting up.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
It's described as just a natural way to say a computer isn't working right. And it definitely sounds more, I don't know, colloquial than saying my computer's malfunctioning.
For sure. It sort of personifies it, like the computer's being deliberately difficult. My phone is acting up again.
Right, it just rolls off the tongue easier. I remember my old laptop used to just randomly shut down. Acting up was definitely the term I used. So yeah, to kind of wrap up the dialogue story, someone's computer is freezing, generally acting up. I think it's a virus. They get help from Samuel, and the problem, well, it turns out to be that classic issue, outdated antivirus.
That's it.
The big takeaway is pretty clear. Keep that digital defense strong with regular updates. Don't let it get out of date.
And it feels really true to life because, like the source material mentions with Erica's story, people run into this stuff all the time.
Absolutely. Her computer was just shutting down randomly, right?
Yeah.
And the first thought is viruses.
Yep.
But again, the likely cause mentioned was probably outdated antivirus. It's just such a common modern tech headache.
It really is.
And that audio review section, it helped reinforce some of the key words too.
Yeah, let's quickly touch on those. Freeze, meaning stop working.
Right. Act up, not working properly.
Be right up, going somewhere higher soon.
Pick up, like to get or acquire something, which unfortunately includes picking up a virus.
Yeah. Browse, just looking around online.
And the big one, up to date.
Yeah.
Having the latest info. The examples they used really helped put those into context, I thought.
Agreed. So wrapping up this deep dive, we've seen how, even a simple English learning dialogue can actually shine a light on some pretty important things about computer viruses.
Definitely. Like what they are basically, a common way they sneak in.
And that absolutely critical point about keeping your antivirus software current, like it's non-negotiable.
Totally. Plus, we picked up some useful English phrases for actually talking about these tech problems when they happen.
Yeah, which is handy. And understanding these basics, even if you learn them in a language context, it just gives you a better grip on your own tech experiences, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes it maybe a bit less mysterious, less frustrating, and you can talk about it more confidently if you need help.
Exactly. And, thinking about this, it makes you wonder what other everyday things, systems maybe, could act up in that same metaphorical way.
That's interesting. Like your car making weird noises.
Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know, your house's plumbing starts backing up or something.
Okay, I see where you're going.
And what would be the equivalent of keeping their software up to date?
Well, for the car, it'd be regular maintenance, right? Oil changes, checkups.
And for the plumbing, maybe staying on top of small repairs, not letting things get bad.
Yeah, preventative care, basically. It's kind of an interesting parallel, thinking about proactive maintenance across different parts of life, not just computers.